All right, welcome back. We continue right here. #1 Cochran Sports Showdown, talking about what may happen next, if anything. They've already gone real close to the cap. So, Will Graves, you hear the name Erik Karlsson. He wants out of San Jose. He has an $11 million hit. How in the world do the Penguins do this? Is it worth doing, considering, I mean,
well,
he's another 30-year-old.
It's worth doing because he's
but what do you have to give up to get him?
I mean, at this point, when you look at the way that they're mortgaging things, the way that they're, I mean, you know, he came in, we're going to try to build for the future and still keep the window open. No, he's trying to keep the window open. Karlsson's a great player, but I just don't know the math. If you could somehow get Petrie and Carter and Granlund would take up a big chunk of that, but I mean, even San Jose can't be that desperate.
Well, I think he is, though, trying to build for the future. He made his first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't trade it. He didn't trade pick 14, so I think there's some, substance to that whole desire. I'd love Erik Karlsson. We all would. He's unbelievable. He's a 100-point guy from the blue line, but
he's a minus 26 also.
I don't care about you. Put Erik Karlsson on your team, even in his 30s, you're putting a monster out.
What that award has become. It's an offensive award.
Bob, you can't not give
I'm not saying
the
he's
Norris
not bad.
to a 100-point defenseman.
I'm just saying that award is dwarfed into an offensive award, which is fine. Yeah. That's the way it is. I guess you got to put
I guess Derek Englund
wouldn't have won it.
No,
represent the Englands and Scuderies.
I do believe it. I do believe that they legitimately were pursuing. I don't know if they still are. And I thought that was the best thing that Dubas said when he addressed the media was, I'm swinging for the fences here. And where there's a will, there's a way. You want to have somebody buy sell a draft pick.
It would take that. It would take the cap space.
Get a third team involved. You dump somebody else. You dump next year's first-round pick. You have Owen Pickering, the guy they drafted last year, a first-round, really highly regarded defenseman. There's always a way.
There's always a way. All right. Well, what's the way, Will, to get out of the contracts of Granlund and Petrie specifically? Although listening to Kyle Dubas, he made it sound like Petrie's going to.
It did make it, but it also sounded like maybe he was trying to pump up the market value for him too, right? I mean, it sounded like, look how great my car is. Don't you want to buy it? I mean, that's what it sounded like.
As the rim falls off.
You know, I mean, and to be fair, Petrie wasn't terrible. He just wasn't
worth the money.
Right. I mean, I rather would have kept Matheson. I mean, going back.
If we can say Dubas is experimenting, Bob, could we say he's working in a Petri dish? I'm sorry, I did that. Sorry.
That's the third time we heard that one, guy. So
been real here. Thank you.
He was hell bent on getting that into the show.
I mean, that's the third time I said it.
You know, look, you might get lucky. Remember when he needs somebody like Hextall had with the guy in St. Louis, where he goes, "Hey, get Kasperi Kapanen off my books." And then, of course, Cappy turns it. Dubas needs to have somebody to do him a solid.
I don't think anyone in the old boys network of NHL GMs wants to do that for the 37-year-old guy who's got the analytics background that he tries to hide all the time. I don't think anyone's in any position to want to do favors for the guy who used to be the Leafs GM and is now the Penguins GM.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That just doesn't seem likely to me.
It seems like their bottom six got better, though. I mean, that's
I don't know about
is Carter and Granlund still part of the bottom six?
I said they put names. They put names in a blender and it's different names, and now we get to look at different people in their bottom six.
Achari's a really good player. I like him.
Listen, I think he's another new name. Let's not pretend anybody but the most avid Penguins and hockey fans are watching Achari and forming concrete opinions on what he'll look like in this system.
I mean, Brock McGinn was a guy that the players loved and everybody. The problem was Kapanen and Carter. The problem wasn't.
One of those.
I can't help but notice that Tiny Archibald, Tampa Bay seemed to like him, right? Signed him to a 2-year deal. It's a pretty good organization. Paling is big and fast, and the Flyers picked him up.
Right.
I don't know how much better they got.
So you say Carter's one of the problems. That brings me back to where we started all this with Sullivan being the primary Jarry cheerleader. He was also the guy defending Jeff Carter to the hilt. I think Mike Sullivan, it's bizarre. He's a super smart guy. I think he's a very good coach, but he has started to fall in love with the scent of his own success here and some of the guys he's decided he likes.
In what other market does a guy go 5 years without winning a playoff series? And if the returns have been diminishing, they missed the playoffs for the first time in 17 years this year, and it's let's just keep throwing old guys at the problem thinking this is going to solve it. When they went to the Cup, they had young guys
from their system.
From Jake, Brian Rust, the guys coming up to give them a jolt of speed. And I mean, Paling was a guy that sort of fits that mold, and they let him walk.
For the second one. They also had 2 goalies for the second one.
I just don't see it. I just don't see
One more question. I have a minute to do it. That would be, we'll start with you, Joe, then go Chris, then go Will. And that would be Jake Gensel. 1 year left. He needs a deal, doesn't he? Do they get it here? Do they trade him as part of a deal?
I'm a little bit leery of signing Gensel long term. I love Jake Gensel, but smallish frame, taking an unbelievable beating. It's not what he's done. Are you going to give him big money for what you think he's going to do into his 30s?
That's how you have to pay guys. What is he going to be? I don't know if he ages well. I'm with Joe here. He possesses the single most valuable trait in the NHL. He just scores goals. He knows how to.
And Crosby loves him.
He knows how to put the puck in the net.
Look, they did that.
But the guy's built like Happy Gilmore's caddy in addition to looking like him. Like, I just think it's very tough to age well into your early 30s.
I mean, look at Brian Russ last year. Signs a big contract and then was not as effective. You know, he's.
Right.
You know, so you do wonder about the mileage, but I just think Jake is just one of those guys. You're going to find a way. They'll find a way to. He will be a Penguin for life. Will be my guess.
All right. Next up, we're going to talk about Mitch Keller going to the All-Star game, and where are the Pirates at the halfway point? That's next, right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.